G'day mates, Bruce here. How do the wealthy manage their money? It's not just earning more, it's knowing exactly where every dollar goes. Most folks manage money backwards and it quietly costs them a fortune.
Bills first, life second, then savings, which usually means nothing left. That's why someone on a big wage can feel skint, while someone organised on a lot less quietly builds real security.
So today, I'll give you 6 simple money rules that actually work, whether you're still working, run a business, or just getting through the weekly shop without taking out a loan on a lettuce. Here's the thing, if you don't decide where your money goes, plenty of others are happy to decide for you. Your bank has a plan, Afterpay has a plan, the streaming services definitely have a plan. And all those little automatic payments that sneak in and set up camp, the streaming, the apps, the gym you haven't seen since March, that photo editor you used once in 2021 and forgot about. So before we talk investing or super or fancy budgets, do something dead simple. Open your bank account and look at last month properly. Not to beat yourself up, just to see what your money is already doing. Because most people think they have a spending plan. What they've really got is a pile of direct debits and good intentions. That brings us to Rule 1. Give every dollar a job before you spend it. A simple framework I like is the 60-15-15-10 rule. Not the only way, but it gives every dollar a purpose. 60% for essentials, 15% for savings, 15% for investing, 10% for fun. 60% covers the essentials: rent or mortgage, power, groceries, petrol, the general cost of being a grown-up in Australia. This comes first, non-negotiable. It is the foundation everything else sits on. 15% goes to savings and emergency money because hot water systems break, cars fail, and life has a cruel sense of timing. Think of this as your shield for when things go wrong. Another 15% is for long-term investing, super, shares, future money. Not next month's bills, but the stuff that builds real security for the years ahead. We will come back to this one. And 10% for enjoyment, because if your money plan strips all the joy out of life, you won't stick to it. On $3,000 a month, that's $1,800 essentials, $450 savings, $450 investing, $300 fun. The percentages matter less than the idea. The real shift is going from "I'll save whatever's left" to "my money already has jobs before I spend a cent." That one change is worth a fortune over time. And don't skip that 10% for fun. Plans fail when they're built for a version of you that never has a holiday, never eats out, and gets excited comparing term deposit rates on a Friday night. That bloke doesn't exist. Like the wealthy, the goal isn't to spend recklessly, it is to spend on purpose, guilt-free. A money plan has to be something you can actually live with, not just something that's correct on a spreadsheet. Rule 2. Pay future you first. That investing 15%. The trouble is, the future always loses to what feels urgent today. Retirement in 20 years feels like someone else's problem entirely. But one day, that future version of you turns up and discovers they are you. Savings protect you from surprises. Investing creates choices later. And for most Aussies, the first place to look is your super. Super has a big advantage. Money you salary sacrifice in is taxed at just 15% instead of your normal wage rate. For a lot of people, that is a real saving. The taxman basically hands back to your future self. And if you run your own business, this is where many get caught. They pour everything into the business and forget the business isn't the retirement plan. Eventually, some of that value has to make its way into your own super. Now, getting super contributions and the paperwork right is where people slip up because nobody explains it plainly. That is exactly why I put the whole process into my guide, the Turning 60 Paperwork Playbook. Link is in the description. Outside super, a popular option is low-cost index funds or ETFs. Instead of betting on one company, an ETF spreads your money across hundreds or thousands of them around the world. Far safer than trying to pick the next big winner. And in Australia, if you hold an investment longer than 12 months, you only pay tax on half the capital gain when you sell.
That 50% discount is a genuine reward for being patient. Investing isn't about next Tuesday.
Put $450 a month into investments at a long-run average around 7%, and over 20 years you could build a nest egg far bigger than saving scraps at the end of the month.
Rule 3. That savings bucket. Less exciting than investing, sure. Nobody brags at a barbie about 6 months of emergency savings, but the day something goes wrong, it becomes the most exciting money you own.
Start small, $500, then $1,000, then work towards 3 to 6 months of essential costs. Keep it somewhere safe and easy to reach, like a high-interest savings account. If you need it next week, it must be there next week.
Rule 4. Kill expensive debt. Credit cards aren't evil, but they're not extra income either, just future spending brought forward. Write down every debt, the balance, the rate, the minimum. Seeing it clearly is less scary than hiding from it.
Then pick a plan. Highest interest rate first saves the most money. Smallest balance first gives you a quick win to stay motivated. Either works. Automate the minimums so you never miss one and chip away, one balance at a time.
Rule 5. Have a monthly money date with your partner or just yourself. No argument, just a cuppa and a look at the savings, the super, the bills, the insurance, the passwords. The best time to understand your money is before a crisis, not during one.
And Rule 6. Start small. Much smaller. Try saving $10 a day for 100 days. That's $1,000. Too much? Make it 5 or 3. The amount isn't the point. You're building proof that you're someone who plans ahead and follows through.
You don't need to fix everything by next Tuesday. You just need to be a little better than last month. So start somewhere, start small, and stop waiting for the perfect moment, because future you is counting on what you do today. If this helped, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.